Welcome to the Social Workers radio talk show on WCDB Albany 90.9 FM with co-host Dr. Eric Hardiman and Alyssa Lotmore. Here at the Social Workers, we address issues important to our communities with social work students, alumni, and community partners as our guests.
As part of the University at Albany School of Social Welfare, we hope to take social work beyond the classroom and agency settings and directly to the public, because the public is the client. Catch us on air, online, and anytime. Welcome to the Social Workers Radio Talk Show. Last year, we sat down with Dean Erin Bell and Senior Vice Dean Victoria Rizzo about the new UAlbany College of Integrated Health Sciences. This merger brought together the former School of Public Health and the School of Social Welfare, where Vicky also serves as the director. As we start the 2025-2026 academic year, we are sitting down with them again to discuss where we were, where we are, and where we are going. We hope you enjoyed this interview with Erin Bell and Vicky Rizzo.
Welcome to the Social Workers on WCDB Albany. I'm Eric Hardiman, your co-host, here with Alyssa Lotmore. Welcome back, Alyssa.
Welcome, Eric, and welcome to Erin and Vicky. Thank you so much for being on the podcast again. Now, we're going to jump right in with 1 year down in the merger. Last year was more of a transition year, and this year is the big kickoff year for the College of Integrated Health Sciences. Can you both speak about what transpired last year to get us to where we are now with the college?
Sure. Last September, the president announced the integration of the former School of Public Health and the School of Social Welfare, and that also includes nursing programs as the College of Integrated Health Sciences. We remained on both of our same campuses at the time, and last year what we did to get ready for this year is we asked faculty and staff to serve on a bylaws committee for the college, because now that we're a college, we need bylaws, and we worked all year on the bylaws. We also had town halls with faculty to continue to integrate together. We also we had regular meetings with students on Zoom, and we had lunches and dinners, and also started to work with faculty, assistant and associate and full professors to talk about faculty development, how we can support faculty in going from assistant to associate professor and from associate to full. So that was a lot of the work that we did last year. And Erin, I'm sure you have things you would like to add as well.
Well, we also, the other piece that we're very excited about, we had another work group working on proposed plans for an Office of Engagement. So the former School of Public Health had an Office of Public Health Engagement, and we've expanded that in this new college to include social welfare and nursing. So this would be our office that would help us coordinate activities with our community partners, experiential learning opportunities for a number of our students, as well as enhance and provide opportunities for us to be really externally facing with our communities, to grow our research and to grow our partnerships with our community residents. And we're very excited about this. This is still very much a work in progress, but that was another initiative we took on. And then again, many of our academic programs, particularly around nursing, were very much an emphasis last year as we launched our new nursing program and again, growing very quickly in that arena.
So I want to ask you about that a little bit. So if someone's, listening to the show for the first time and maybe not as familiar with these disciplines with social work and public health, and they hear that, hey, UAlbany's now got a nursing program. What is the nursing program all about? Can you tell listeners a little bit so they can learn what their options are and maybe, how they can get involved if they're perhaps interested?
Absolutely. So 3 years ago now, we started work on preparing a new nursing program, first with what we call a completion degree. So that degree option are for nurses who have their RN, their 2-year degree, and they have 10 years in New York State to earn their 4-year bachelor's degree. And so we have an option for those individuals who are in the workforce, or those perhaps completing their nursing program at a community college now, to come into our program and work while completing their completion degree. When the College of St. Rose closed last year, we took on, as part of our Teach Out, their nursing program, and that is a partnership with St. Peter's. It is called a 1-2-1. And so we have also been allowed to expand that program for incoming freshmen. And how that program works is you earn both an associate's degree through St. Peter's and a bachelor's degree through the University at Albany in a 4-year time period. And the clinical rotations and the clinical training occur with the St. Peter's and Hospital and their affiliates. We are currently working on a new 4-year bachelor's degree program that will be a partnership with Albany Med. And we hope to roll that out in the next year. Once we achieve all of our approval processes, it's in that pipeline right now. And we're very excited about that opportunity. And then we also have a fully online Master's of Population Health Nursing. We are growing. So we're very excited about these new programs, and particularly with the ability to integrate training for our students across all 3 disciplines. So clearly our clinical practitioners and nurses, and our social workers, and our epidemiologists and social behavior experts from public health need to work together and understand one another as we work with our populations and our community members. And so we really do have a very nice, unique opportunity here to do that with our students.
And
Great, thank you.
Yeah. So we're having these 3 disciplines come together because they all are connected in some way. And now we're all going to be under the same building. Well, eventually, we're kicking off the new building. Can you talk a little bit about, we have a new building, some new staff, and these new partnerships that you mentioned? What are some of these exciting changes happening? Talk a little bit more about what's going to be happening this year.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you come visit us on the Uptown campus and on the main podium, for those who are familiar with the campus, we've spent the summer unpacking boxes. So the public health program and the departments have moved from the health science campus, which is in Rensselaer, to the Uptown campus podium. That commenced in June. The nursing program was already here on the podium. We are now located, the College of Integrated Health Sciences is located in what is called the Pine Bush building. And for those who are very familiar with the campus historically, that is the old math building and the older science building. So it's right on the corner, in that same corner where the biology building is in life sciences. And this is a fantastic opportunity for us. We are still a little bit under construction. We anticipate our social welfare colleagues moving up to be with us in probably 2 years. So we are still undertaking our designing and moving, but the public health departments are here. And this provides wonderful opportunity for our undergraduate students and our graduate students to work more closely with each other. Previously, we were separated from our undergraduate students when they took their classes here up on the podium. And we are also closer to the Center for the Elimination of Health Disparities, which is also located in the lower level of our building, and certainly close to our biology and RNA Institute colleagues for our biomedical science department colleagues in particular. So we're very excited about these opportunities. We're hopeful many of your listeners will be able to join us during the year to come see what we're all about and who we are. We are planning a celebration and open house for October 3rd at 11 a.m. And if we have listeners in the area, they're certainly welcome to come visit us. We will have faculty and staff from all 3 of our disciplines present, and all of our research centers, to show ourselves off a little bit, introduce you to our students, and see some of the research that we're doing now.
I think even though the School of Social Welfare is not moving for a couple of years, we do have a hoteling suite in Pine Bush for the social welfare program, and I have a hoteling office there. I'll be spending a day a week in Pine Bush, and We're working right now with our undergraduate program with the director and field director to work on the hoteling space as a place where undergraduate students can meet with them. And also our faculty who are teaching uptown in the undergraduate program will have space for office hours to meet with students. What I've found to be very exciting about the changes already, because I've started to spend time in Pine Bush, is that it's a great opportunity. One of the main parts of my job is faculty development as the senior vice dean. So being able to really meet with people in person, I really encourage um, community members to come, and for social welfare faculty to go up to Pine Bush and meet with their colleagues and get to know them, because there are lots of opportunities for collaboration. I met with a faculty member and a visiting scholar from Japan this morning from public health, and we've already identified several things that we can do together for our students in public health and social welfare.
So you both mentioned along the way, so this is a lot of information today. It's, a lot of change and growth and merging and new opportunities, new programs, new components, new location, all exciting stuff. You also mentioned having numerous town halls and meetings with students and faculty and staff and trying to get perspectives about that change process from everyone. Can you tell us a little bit about what you heard in these meetings and what the feedback has been like so far?
So our last town hall meeting was actually just last week on the 20th, where all faculty and staff and research staff from our centers that are in the college were invited. This town hall really was to give everyone an update on the bylaws, about the move into Pine Bush, and also about some of the changes in people's positions. For example, Alyssa Lotmore now is doing alumni engagement and outreach, but also is doing philanthropy for the college, which is new, and we've already started that work.
I'm very
And then
excited.
yes, it's very exciting. And Erin Nori, who is the communications and marketing person in the college. So both of them spent some time talking with faculty and staff about who to go to for what. And we really want to raise the visibility of the college, really encouraging faculty and staff to get the stories out there, let Erin know when they're doing great things, when their students are doing great things, so that we can raise the visibility of the college. I would say, last year the town halls, they were working town halls. They still are. This one was more of a let's get up to date. We have a lot more work to do. This past town hall, we received quite a bit of positive feedback about how it went, and that people felt like the vibe had changed. Like we really are integrating, and that people are excited about the possibilities of that integration. Last year, there was some of that feeling, but it also was a time for us to really hear constructive feedback. We had working groups. We had to pay attention to faculty and staff's comments about what we might need to think about more, or like shift our ideas about, and trying to make it a really collaborative process for all of us.
I would agree with that. I think the vibe last week was fantastic. There was high energy. We also spent some time brainstorming on key ideas for both research projects, but also some collaborative teaching that would help integrate our programs. The response externally too from our community partners has been fantastic. We've had a lot of outreach. We've had some requests to help people connect with both public health and social welfare in particular. And so that's been very exciting, and working with them on how to move forward in the future. And both Vicky and I are very engaged with the deans from public health and social welfare across the country. We've spent significant time with deans, as we all do in our regular meetings. And again, the response from them has also been very positive, and people have started to reach out, asking for advice, asking for ideas, and for feedback on how things are going. So all of that is very positive and very helpful.
Great.
Now we've talked about the new location, synergy, collaboration. So there is a lot happening. You guys are very busy, I assume. But what are you both looking forward to the most with this new college?
For me, I think it's the potential of where we're heading and the ability to outreach and work with all of our communities. One common thread that all three of our disciplines have that we hold very dear to are our values, and we are disciplines of service, and we serve individuals and we serve communities to improve health and well-being for everyone. And what has been exciting over the last week, and you are right, we are very busy. It's at times very tiring, but what is helpful to get over that is that we're doing good work, and we're doing work that is impactful and that benefits people, and the ability to work together. And we have strength in numbers, and we have a stronger foundation because of our ability to integrate across these disciplines will really provide more opportunities across the board, both academically and research-wise, and most importantly for our community partnerships. And that's what helps me when I am a little tired at night.
I mean, to add to that, I think what's very exciting for me as I've spent a lot of time not only with social welfare faculty over the last year, but also with public health faculty, and I'm really excited to have the faculty in the disciplines in the college get to know each other better and get to spend time face to face, because every time I meet with faculty, I think of more ways that we could be collaborating and things that we could be doing in terms of teaching, service, and scholarship. And it just makes me, even when I'm really tired, like Erin says, she's tired, it energizes me to think of the possibilities, which will be very impactful to our students and to the communities that we serve.
Great. If you've just tuned in, you're listening to the social workers here on WCDB Albany and our associated podcast. And we are talking with Senior Vice Dean and Director of the School of Social Welfare, Vicky Rizzo, and the Dean of the College of Integrated Health Sciences here at the University at Albany, Erin Bell. And so, Erin and Vicky, I'm so curious. We've talked a lot about the merger. We've talked about the new building. We've talked about collaborations and opportunities. I'd be curious to hear each of you maybe talk a little bit about, zoom out a little bit and talk about the disciplines of which we're a part. So, what are the big new opportunities and maybe associated challenges in public health, and then also in social work? What are the big issues and opportunities facing those professions right now, from your perspectives?
I think for our professions, we're needed now more than ever. And that has become clear as we look outward towards our communities and the community engaged work that we all do, and as we meet with our community members. Very specifically, there is a tremendous need for improved communication and engagement for all of our people, so that we can better explain what we're working on and why, and making sure that we're being responsive to all of our communities and their needs. And so again, I think making sure our students are trained in communication and engagement, and providing them opportunities to experience working directly with our community members is critical. And we all have, and again, with all three disciplines, have the ability to do that. And I think in the other arena, and we have a new faculty member with specialty in this, is implementation, or what we call implementation. So how do we implement change, and how do we evaluate it to ensure that it's achieving the goals that we've put forth? So whether that's a clinical recommendation or a policy change, or something in the social behavior arena of how do we help communities achieve that health and wellness that we're working for. So I think those two areas are critical, and our students will be well poised to take advantage of those opportunities.
And I think
Great.
to put those in context, I mean, we have to look at the broader societal issues right now that really are impacting not only our country, the United States, but globally, and two areas where all three disciplines have significant impact and work is in aging. I mean, the aging population by 2030 is going to be so much larger than it is now, and there are significant roles for nursing, public health, and social work in these areas. We know that we right now are not prepared. We are not prepared to address the needs of the aging population in New York State and the rest of the country and globally. I mean, Japan has, the largest aging population in the world, and they know themselves that they're going to have issues serving older adults in several years. The other area where I think all three disciplines are critically important is mental health. I mean, we need nurses, we need public health specialists, and we need social workers. We have a critical crisis in the United States and other parts of the world, especially with youth. How does AI fit into mental health, issues of mental health? So I think that we have a lot of work to do, and I think that these disciplines will do it better together.
So you mentioned AI, artificial intelligence is, it's sort of the topic of the day in a lot of ways. I mean, it's a topic that, maybe is confusing to some folks, exciting to others, and maybe annoying to some, but it's something that is here and it's touching sort of all areas of life, of public life in a sense. I'm curious, as you both think about and conceptualize and implement this new college at our university. How is AI and how is artificial intelligence intersecting with the new college?
So at the university, we have an AI Plus initiative where all of our undergraduate students and soon many of our graduate students have the opportunity to take introductory classes in AI and what that means, and then expand that opportunity into specialized courses that are offered in the respective disciplines. And we're, as a college, we're very involved in those opportunities at both the undergraduate and graduate level. We have certainly in our biostatistics department expert professors and faculty researchers on the mechanics of AI and from an analysis standpoint, but we also have AI specialists in social welfare and how do we use these techniques in our research. We also have faculty involved on the academic side. So how do we teach AI? How do we use AI in the classroom? What does that mean for us in reviewing our curricula and in our teaching modalities? We have faculty involved not only at the university level in those discussions, but also at the national level in our respective organizations and having that leading role. And how do we grasp hold of AI and use it appropriately in our disciplines? And then also how do we keep mindful of the challenges behind AI and any negative impacts it may have? Because as with all tools, there's always good and difficult that we have to deal with, and we have to be aware of those implications. Vicky?
And I agree. And I think so. For example, Dr. Chen Rang in social welfare is using large data sets and AI to look at evictions and what are the causes of eviction, and then what can we do to mediate some of the risk factors for being evicted when we know homelessness is a huge issue in this country because we do not have good mental health supports in place for people, and also we just do not have enough housing. I mean, I think the other place too, I have been reading a lot of articles on the use of AI for therapy, and there have read some pretty concerning things about what happens when youth and adults are using chatbots for therapy and what some of the negative outcomes of that can be. And I mean, just recently, the state of Illinois has banned the use of chatbots for therapy. So I think we have to look at the positives and the negatives. The university also provides great supports to faculty. CATLO, which is our teaching and leadership arm on campus, they offer a lot of courses on how faculty can use AI in the classroom, how they can tell if students are writing their papers with ChatGPT, and all of those things that, we're all learning as we go, and the technology is developing very rapidly.
Yeah, it's changing the world, and we as a university, seem to be embracing it, but also aware of the challenges, as you both put it very nicely. Yeah.
Now, if you both were talking to a recent college graduate or even a professional considering a career change, we've talked a little bit about the social work profession, public health, nursing, and how they're all coming together. But can you talk a little bit about the MPH MSW program? Because we do have a joint program. And what are the benefits of that?
So, this is a program that Dean Bell and I are hoping to grow to get more students into the program. So, public health and social work are very complementary disciplines. And for some of the societal issues that we've already talked about, there are skills that students will learn in public health, health policy, advocacy, implementation science that can help with policy change, right? Larger policy change, also educating communities about prevention, disease management. And then on the social work side, our students do get some of that, but then they also get the clinical skills to be able to work with individuals around these issues and groups and communities. And so the two degrees together are make for a very powerful
Mm.
combination. And I can just say from personal experience, when I was in the doctoral program here at Albany, most of my coursework I took in public health because that was what was going to serve my research the best at the time. So I think that they're very complementary. Erin, do you want to add
Yeah,
to that?
we're just, no, I fully agree, and we've had lots of discussions around this. This is perhaps the academic programming that we're most excited about and the potential to grow. It's a program we've had for quite some time, but with the integration, we now have more capacity. And we're also excited at exploring how does this impact our doctoral programs, and can we offer more and provide a broader range of options for mentoring and advisement for doctoral students in both social welfare and public health. So we're excited about those opportunities, and I fully agree. It's just, in a lot of ways, it's a no-brainer. There's so much that we have in common, and we approach it in different ways, and yet in order to best fulfill those ultimate goals of improving health and wellness for individuals, as well as for communities, we have to work together. And this is a degree that would allow for that training.
And earlier, Dean Bell, you mentioned the word service, and as a concept that perhaps unites the three professions, the three disciplines: nursing, public health, and social work. That they all engage in service. So I can imagine there may be students who are graduating from undergraduate programs and exploring their futures and trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives, and maybe not necessarily being so interested in the corporate world or pursuing that type of work, but maybe interested in doing work that has meaning and that offers service and gives back to the community. And so one of the things I think I hear you both saying is that social work, public health, and nursing, all three, now under this umbrella of integrated health sciences at the University of Albany, can offer a way for folks to build a career and to start something for themselves professionally that allows them to do that service.
Absolutely, and that's absolutely a common thread when you look at our applications to our various academic programs and our certificate programs. It's a theme that comes through with all of our applicants. It's just this wonderful commitment to wanting to do a life of service and to allow career development that enables that is a particular strength and something we're very proud of. We're proud of all of our students, and we have a lot of opportunities for people who want to explore our disciplines and aren't entirely sure which direction to go in. So we have everything from certificate programs, which is a smaller number of courses, some of which are online, to in-person full 2-year, 2 to 4 year degree opportunities. And then for our current undergraduate students, we also have what we call a 4+1 opportunity for some of our programs, where as undergraduate students in strong academic standing can work on an MPH degree or with us, as well as some other certificate opportunities. So we plan to build on those opportunities. So again, a lot of avenues to explore and to see which one is the best fit for them.
No, we've talked a lot about our students, and let's bring in our alums now, because we have a growing number of alumni as we've combined social welfare, public health, and nursing under this new health sciences umbrella. So for alums who want to learn more about what's going on at the college, are there any upcoming events? And I know there are, because as Vicky mentioned, my new role, I work closely with our alums. But do you want to speak about the upcoming events that will bring these alumni together and have give them a chance to learn more about the college and to even talk to you both?
Sure. Dean Bell already mentioned the October 3rd celebration for the opening of the Pine Bush building, which will be from 11 to 1. And we'll also have, an open house where people can walk around the building. We'll have posters so people can see what our students and our faculty are up to in terms of their research and education. On October 8th, the Internships in Aging Project will celebrate its 25th anniversary with a combined event with the Writers Institute. And that is from 6:30 to 8:30 in the Performing Arts Center. And to just add, with the Internships in Aging Project, one of the things I didn't mention that we're very excited about is we're planning to expand the Internships in Aging Project so that we can have public health interns as well, since aging is of interest to public health students. And then in the spring, we will have the Catherine Breyer Lawson lecture on, Alyssa, I cannot remember the date. It's
It is
April
22nd.
Yes, April 22nd, which will be at the eTech Center. And, we're working on getting the speakers. And at that, we will also be recognizing Catherine Breyer Lawson and Hal Lawson, who will be retiring. So we're looking forward to seeing a lot of our alumni at those events. I also think the college magazine is a great way for our alum to connect with us. And we also want them to reach out to you, Alyssa, and let you know what they are doing so we can highlight them in our magazine and on our Instagram and our LinkedIn page and our Facebook page. So those are just some of the ways.
Yeah, and having worked with when I started here at the university in the School of Social Welfare, I worked with students. I worked in the undergraduate program, and then I transitioned over the years to different roles. But one thing students always want to know is, who are alums? What can I do with this degree? What are alums doing with this degree? I want to see something that, I don't want to work in a school, or I don't want to work in a hospital, but what else can I do with social work or with public health? And I think having our alumni send in updates, just what are you doing? What did you do? How are you using your degree, is so helpful to current students and even individuals who want to enter the profession. So yes, please email me with your alumni updates. Eric, any last question?
I think I'm good. I guess I will ask. Yeah, I'm curious. You both mentioned online education, and I mentioned, I asked about artificial intelligence as changing and shaping our world. I also believe that the advent of online education is changing what we do at all institutions of higher education. So I guess, could you talk just briefly as we wrap up about how you see online education as changing in the future, and how is it shaping what the college might be doing?
So one of the activities coming up this year is to do a full academic review of the public health programs. The School of Social Welfare has previously done this exercise with their master's degree. And one of the things we'll be looking at are our current online offerings and evaluating the curricula and understanding how best to move forward with that training and putting mechanisms in place to evaluate our academic programs on a regular basis for these impacts. Our online programs, it's increasingly evident, are critical for our working professionals who wish to come back and either complete a full degree or increasingly, maybe complete 2 to 3 classes to add a training component. So we're exploring that for AI in particular, right? So these are new tools that we have available to us, but many in the profession haven't had an opportunity to be trained. So it's online options are critical for us as we move forward. But as you alluded to, we constantly need to be vigilant on making sure we're updated in what we're providing for that training, making sure we meet one of our 3 competent accrediting bodies competencies, because we have 3 different bodies we answer to now, and ensure that we're offering the most up-to-date information and training that our people need. And again, this is another area, Alyssa, I would point out that our alum are going to be critical for us as we reach out for feedback in the workplace. What are you experiencing? What would you need training in? What can we be doing to improve opportunities for our current students, but also for alum and soon to be alum who want to come back and learn more about what's going on in the discipline and get that training.
And you know, the School of Social Welfare is in their second year of having an online MSW program. So we've admitted our second cohort. The first cohort is in their first field practicum experience. So we'll see how that goes. Linda Mertz, who is directing that program, is constantly getting feedback from students and faculty teaching in that program about how we can make the program better. The university as a whole is really developing a lot of undergraduate online programs. So I do think that is something we're going to have to take a look at in the future, because it's not just graduate students who have to work and fit their education into their busy lives, but undergraduates do too. And I think we need to also, speak to that need.
Thank you.
Well, it seems like there is a lot of exciting things happening at the College of Integrated Health Sciences. Thank you both for joining us today and giving us this update. And I'm sure we're going to have you back on again, because things are constantly changing, new things are being added. I have a feeling this college is going to grow and to be involved with a lot of exciting projects and partnerships. So I'm hoping you'll be back on again to keep us in the loop.
So you've been talking with Dean of the College of Integrated Health Sciences, Erin Bell from the University of Albany, and with Senior Vice Dean and Director of the School of Social Welfare, Vicky Rizzo. And we've had a great conversation. I believe this is the second time we've had you on. So maybe we'll make this an annual appearance and check in at the beginning of each academic year. We've been, Alyssa and I have been running the show for many, many years now. And it's always great to have return guests. So it's great to see you both again. And thank you for sharing with our audience your vision for how the college is moving forward here at the university.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thank you.
So you've been listening to the Social Workers on WCDB Albany. Stay tuned for more episodes in the future.